Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside and this week's nursery tour. We are now officially in fall. The fall weather has arrived here in North Carolina and it is glorious. Here I am in blue jeans and a sweater and it is fantastic. Now, fall has arrived here in North Carolina, so that means it is the perfect time to get out in your garden. You can actually be outside and not come in absolutely drenched in sweat. I know I am taking full advantage of this glorious weather, doing maintenance, clean up, pulling out fall, summer annuals, putting in my fall annuals, having lots of fun, adding perennials and shrubs to my garden. So in this week's nursery tour, we're going to show you some of the things that we have available right now here at Creekside Nursery that you can come work in your garden and add some beautiful things to just transition from that hot summer into fall and even into spring. Now, I am standing here in front of some absolutely spectacular, gorgeous mums. Jerry does not grow small things here at Creekside Nursery, in case you haven't noticed. Our mums this year have just been glorious. Look at this. All of our mums are in a 10-inch terracotta pot. That way you can literally take this home and just put it straight on your front porch or your deck or wherever you may be. And you don't have to worry about repotting it or putting in a decorative pot. All of our mums are $15. So this mum is $15 and it's heavy because it just got water, so I'm gonna put it down. Now, if you are in the southeast area, you probably are aware that there is a hurricane that possibly could be coming our way. So we are asking for your help this weekend, starting tomorrow, or today. We're filming tomorrow, Wednesday, you know what I mean. Wednesday through Saturday, if you will come and buy some mums for $15 because yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. Jerry's telling me Wednesday, Thursday, because I think the rains are supposed to come like Friday and Saturday. So if you come on Wednesdays and Thursdays, gorgeous mums for $15. I'll show you some other colors here in just a second, because we still have a good number of mums out on the production field. And you can see how huge these things are. They're going to act like big old tumbleweeds if we get some strong winds. So we need to get as many of these out of our hands into your hands so that you can love on them. Tuck them in your garage for the Friday and Saturday. And so just come take advantage of them. These yellow ones, of course, are in full bloom. So they are great. But we've talked about it before that mums bloom at different times. Here we have this mum and it is just barely starting to show a little bit of color. So if you don't want a mum in full bloom, you want to have, you know, the most bang for your buck, you can get the ones that are just starting to crack some color. Tons of buds on them, and they will last you, I mean, for weeks and weeks. All of our mums are Belgian mums. That means here in our area, if you get them in the ground fast enough, they will be perennials. I personally treat it as an annual and love it. Our whole front porch is decorated with them. They're glorious. So let's come on in here and I will show you some more of the beautiful colors and other fall colors that we have available. We are open Wednesdays through Saturdays 9 to 2, so you can come see us. We're going to be restocking today. Tuesdays are our days where we, of course, fill everything back up in the greenhouse, but we've got those yellow ones. We've got beautiful orange. Look at this. It's kind of an orangey yellow. We do have other oranges that are like true orange, like that gorgeous, you know, what you think of a traditional nice bright Halloween orange kind of color. So we've got those. Look at the purples. Are they not beautiful? Nice, beautiful color on there. Got some Clemson colors going on this morning. And then we've got reds. The reds are out right now. Like again, they're all up at production. We will be bringing these down. So come get them. All the mums are $15. You cannot beat that price for this size mum that was grown locally here in North Carolina. Also, we have got, of course, our violas and our pansies. Violas, little Johnny jump ups, do really well for us. So we've got all sorts of different colors to them. I personally am leaning a little bit more towards, this year I've done a lot of yellows because they're nice and bright and cheery. And it really makes a big pop from a distance because our yard, you see a lot of things from a distance, so that yellow pops. But we've got the yellows, the whites, the blues, and the mixes. And then of course over here, we have the pansies. Pansies, of course, had those big, huge, fat faces on them, just really happy and cheery. There is like what we call a clear yellow, so that means there's just a solid yellow. It doesn't have any other colors in it, but if you want to do something, some mixes, like this is neon violet, lots of really pretty colors. These are blotches. Blotches have that nice dark center to them. These are really popular with a lot of people, so those are gorgeous. So still have lots of fall color. It is a great time as you're pulling out your summer annuals to put in your fall color. That is what I have been doing. I have little pockets that some of my beds or my containers just will rest for the winter, and then others I want to put in that pop of color. So when I clean out, then I put, amend my soil and put these guys back in, and they will do great. Now, it is also the perfect time of year, not only for your fall color, but also your perennials and your shrubs and your trees. So one of the classic, I love how Jerry sets these things up, because right here he has a perfect kind of companion planting that you can put together. So if you're looking to add structure to like maybe the front of your house, what we call foundation plantings, these three plants work great together. Obviously there's a lot of other plants that work well together too. But sprinter boxwoods are really a great boxwood choice for us here in North Carolina. We've had them in our garden, just perform really, really well. You can easily keep them anywhere between 2 to 4 feet. So if you need them shorter, you can keep them shorter. If you want them to go a little taller, you can do that. They also can do sun or shade. And they are a fast-growing evergreen that has no fragrance. Of course, because it is evergreen, it gives you interest and structure for all 4 seasons. And these are hardy in zones 5 to 9. We have these along our back patio, and I just really enjoy them. To bring in another dimension, a different color, let me show you these beautiful loropetalums. Loropetalums are really popular here in the South because they are a southern plant. So this is the Jazz Hands Bold. And loropetalums are another evergreen shrub. They can vary in mature size. So you can get some loropetalums that stay around that 3-foot size, and you can get loropetalums that can get around the 15 to 20-foot size. I mean, I have some at my house that are just absolutely huge. What's great about Jazz Hands Bold is it has those nice, big, huge leaves on them, massive leaves with that really deep, deep purple, almost a black color. These can do sun or part shade. They will be 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. So they're really nice to fill in. If you have, maybe let's say you love your neighbors, right? You have great neighbors, but you need just a little bit of privacy between your house and their house. Loropetalums are a great option because they're fast growing, they're evergreen. It gives you a little bit of privacy without putting up a big old huge fence. It's a lot less expensive than a big fence. And they bloom. They have gorgeous little flowers in the early spring. So loropetalums are a great option. In this case, your loropetalums would go in the back, your sprinters would go in front of them, and then, of course, candy corn spirea. So here we go. Here, I'm gonna grab this one. Candy corn is a deciduous shrub that will stay in about that 3-foot range. Candy corn, we love it because it has a lot of different colors on it. Now these have been in the greenhouse, so they're not quite as vibrant. The greenhouse has a UV protectant on the roof, and so when you have them in full, the full spectrum of the sunlight, the new growth is almost that reddy orange color, and then you'll have a yellow, and then you have a green. Hence, it looks like candy corn candy that we have this time of year. They do beautiful hot pink blooms in early spring, really nice. Because they are deciduous, they bloom on new growth, so you can prune them and shape them right at the end of winter going into spring. This is a very dirty tag, I do apologize, but I also know how much you do enjoy looking at a tag. If there's more information that you want to know about these shrubs, you can go to provenwinners.com and you can just type in the name of the plant and it will give you everything you ever could imagine that you needed to know about these plants. Now, candy corn, let me tell you the little specs on it. They are hardy in zones 4 to 7. So even though we are a 7B, these still perform really well here. That is one of these plants that is our job to test it out to see how it does. It does great. So even though it says it's hardy to zone 7 as a 7B, it still does really well here in North Carolina. Anyway, love these plants, wonderful combination. So when you're thinking about, you know, your gardens and adding them, we're all about different heights, different colors, different structure. You've got the kind of the open airiness of the loropetalum, really tight boxwood, and then the fun spireas in the front. Now, we do have, I want you to think about this. Believe it or not, my kids are counting down to how many days are till Christmas, and I haven't gotten the latest update yet. I think we're probably somewhere in the high 80 days as far as till Christmas. It is never too early to start thinking about Christmas presents for the people in your life. Some great Christmas presents that we have would be like the bird houses from Heartwood. You have seen us use these before. I have got them all through my garden. These are great, gorgeous, handmade bird houses here in the South. I want to say Alabama, but they're all made out of like cypress. So the cypress and cedar, these birdhouses are meant to be outside. They are meant to be functional. Even though they are like works of art and just absolutely gorgeous, they are meant to be used, and the birds love them. I have in every single one of my birdhouses, I have birds that have been nesting in it this season. So they range, of course, from the sweet little tiny ones to the nice big, more intricate ones. So if you're looking for a nice Christmas present for that person in your life that seems to have everything, and you know, what do you get them? But they enjoy being outside and gardens and birds, these would be great options for sure. Now, we're going to move on over here and talk about, we've got perennials, like I said, are just doing great. This is the time to get them in the ground. Also, don't forget about the mangaves. I had the absolute most fun yesterday afternoon. Taken a couple of these mangaves, and I potted them up into some small terracotta containers. I currently have them sitting on our table on the back patio, and in the winter I'm going to bring them in and use them as houseplants. So mangaves, if you're not familiar, we've talked about them several times before. There's lots of different varieties, but a mangave is a cross between an agave and a manfreda. So when you do that, you get a lot of color variation in these plants. They are full sun. Typically, most of them, though, are not going to be cold hardy. So that does mean for us in North Carolina, we will need to bring them in the wintertime. So in the summer, spring, summer, fall, they're outside. Winter, you bring them in, even into your garage. But they make great houseplants. The more you water them and the bigger the container is, the faster they grow. These suckers, if you're just used to agaves, much faster grower than an agave, and they have the absolute best names. So this was Aztec King. We've got, look at this, this is Bad Hair Day. How fun is that? Bad Hair Day right there. Just lots of, you know, like you woke up and your hair is just going everywhere. Really fun, thin blades on it, really kind of spiky and just kind of out there. Really great. And then we've got like Navajo Princess, has tight upright with a white edging on it, and then Silver Fox is that silvery blue. So lots of different options. Again, these make great house plants, especially in the winter, because you bring them in, they will grow to whatever size container you have them in. So if you want to keep them small, you can keep them small. If you want them to grow bigger, just continue to move them up as they fill in their pots. We just planted these late spring, I think it was, late spring, and they were little tiny guys, and they are completely filling out these containers. So, and you can see we have them directly underneath the sprinkler, so every time the sprinkler comes on, they get watered. They have, not one of them have we lost to like it being too wet. So lots of fun. Echinacea definitely is a time to do this, because mine are just They are rocking out life and are gorgeous out in there in the flower beds in the backyard. Look at this. This Vermillionaire is still going strong. I planted this later in the season because I needed to fill in this little wheelbarrow, this little wagon right here. And the pollinators are just loving it. We've already got a bumblebee first thing this morning. And of course my hummingbirds, I think we're in that transition. Well, I don't think, I know. We're in that transition time of the hummingbirds leaving and flying down to Mexico. So if you are a hummingbird lover like I am, make sure that you are still cleaning and switching out your food for your hummingbirds because they are migrating. So we need to make sure that we provide food for them as they continue southward. We have got, we are dealing with drought here in North Carolina. I don't know if we're officially under drought, but it is dry. That's kind of one of those things about a hurricane where you don't like, obviously it's a hurricane, we don't want a hurricane coming through, but typically it will bring in, you know, if we can get some light rain, that is great, and cooler, dry temperatures are fantastic. Give you an update here on this Easyscape. If you remember, we planted it, I don't know, 2 months ago, and it is doing really well. All of these plants are perennials. The Easyscapes is the great idea from Walter's Gardens. So that is, there's an Easyscape for all different types of situations. This is for the shade. We just planted this year. Cannot wait to see it next year because over the winter, of course, everybody will grow and develop and be happy and come back nice and strong and bigger next year. So if you're interested, you can go to easyscapes.com. But it's basically like a recipe on how to plant a bed. And so they're come like deer resistant, sun, pollinators, all sorts of different options for you there. Speaking of like Christmas ideas, we still have Unique Stone. I wanted to come through and show you the different pieces that we have available here at the nursery. If you were interested in doing a custom order, remember we have up until November the 19th to take your order. So if you're interested in Unique Stone, if you will please email us at orders@gardeningwithcreekside.com. That way we can correspond with you and give you a quote. If you want to get one, we can send you invoices. But if you want to do a special order, that is the absolute best way to do it. It is going to arrive in spring of 2023. But we still have a lot of things left. So if you have somebody in your life that is a gardener, these make great gifts. I have given some of these to my mama and she has absolutely loved them. I do love these. This is the Jumbo Jardiniere and it comes in all different sizes. And they make a beautiful collection when you put them together. We've talked about this one before where you could put, say like, if we're in the shade and you want to do perennials, you could put a euchera in here. You could put like a boxwood in here. You could put a loropetalum, or you could put some sort of like large sunshine, Florida sunshine, right? So you could put lots of different options, putting them together, perennials, annuals, shrubs. Great, great options. Of course, the Charleston Basket Boy. This is by far one of our most popular items from Unique Stone. The Charleston Basket Boy, all of the Charleston series has been approved, endorsed, whatever you want to call it, from the Charleston Historical Society. So this is a really great one. It's a great little planter that has a drain hole. So all of the Unique Stone containers that are meant to be planters do have drain holes. So you don't have to worry about that. These are perfect for just fitting in those little tight, narrow spaces. Really, really nice, and have those in multiple different colors. What we have behind the tape is those that were special orders, just waiting on those folks to come get their things. But again, like the rope, this is rope and weave. Yeah, this is the rope and weave where you can pair them together. And they come in all the different sizes. So if you want to do one just by itself, obviously you can do that, but you can also group them together really, really nicely. And that's the thing about Unique Stone, is they come in all different sizes. So you can get, right, I mean, you can get the huge, huge urns that, yes, they're really heavy and they have a heavy price tag. Or you can get smaller containers to fit in those little nooks and crannies. This is the Rustica urn. Really nice, very clean, very simple, very rustic. that you can put, you know, anywhere basically, because it's so small and you can stick it somewhere. If you wanted to put it on like a ledge or like a steps, you could. So Unique Stone does come in all different sizes, all different shapes, with all different price points. If you're looking, some of the best gifts are the little shroomies. We do love the little shroomies. I did not know that mushrooms could have personality. Well, they do. So we sell them as a set of 3, but look at that sweet little face. It's a mushroom. They come in sets of 3. You can put them basically anywhere in your garden. Really fun. I mean, people have gone nuts over these shroomies. Make a great gift for somebody. And then of course we have the garden gnome. We've got, I think this is Hootie. There's a Hootie and there's a hairy owl. I always get them mixed up. So we've got those. And then the Ashley River Angel. So lots and lots of different options for you when you're looking at giving a gift. If you don't know what to give the person, gift certificates are always a good thing too. Or bring them on out. We had, last weekend we had the most precious couple from Augusta, Georgia, and they came up and it was a birthday surprise for him. So his sweetie knew that he had been wanting to come to Creekside, so she threw him in the car and said, come on, I've got a birthday surprise for you. Brought him up here to visit us at Creekside. Had the best time visiting with them. So also just come as a day trip and then just say, hey, just, you know, pick something out, whatever you want. Makes a great birthday, anniversary, pre-Christmas gift. But we are here to help in any way that we possibly can. Again, open Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 2. I know this weekend, Friday and Saturday could be iffy. We could get lots of rain, or I mean, heck, if you live in North Carolina, you know that we could absolutely get positively nothing. So just keep an eye on the weather. We will be here. But the mums, $15. Come get them. Please come help us get rid of these so that we have less to deal with if we do get this bad weather. But as always, we so appreciate you. Y'all have fun. Get out there in your gardens. Enjoy these cooler temperatures. It is just fantastic. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.